Let's get this thing started. Matthias, we are almost there. I think we are there now, right? I'm here. Or we're there. It's all confusing. Let me know if you can hear me okay. And otherwise, I have no reason to believe you won't be able to hear me. And we still are getting citizens' loyalty too low. I was checking that out. For those of you who've watched the past episodes, our loyalty is low, particularly in some of the buildings. It might have to do with we're getting new people, but we have a little radio station, and our rating influence is 1%. So we're just going to have to see. We're not filling up all the workers all the time. We could try to increase that. Let me know what you guys think, but it doesn't seem that we're influencing anybody very much. So I'm not sure why we're getting all zeros. Now, our rating is only 2%. You know, I guess there's so many other radios that they're listening to, or maybe they're all off at work, right? We got to give them some more time to. We don't have very many unemployed, so. But and to show you the loyalty over here. Good morning, Matthias, and anyone else who's there. Um, we'll do this year, and our loyalty just really hasn't changed much. It certainly hasn't gone up. It's at 28, but we'll keep an eye on it. While we're here, we could take a look. Here's our people to start. And it's gone up a little bit. It's nicely progressing. If you look down at the bottom, we have a nice progression of children and babies and adults, and hopefully that's a nice steady trend we can kind of keep going for quite a while, because we definitely need more people. I was also looking at our finances. I like to review this stuff to get started. And if you look, well, this is probably a little bit of a fluke because maybe we're exporting a little bit of corn right now. But if we do last month, you know, we're starting to catch up. We're making about 2/3. We're exporting about 2/3 of, or yeah, 2/3 less than we're using. But that's okay. We're starting to get there. And then this month, yeah, that looked. I didn't see that before, but we're actually break even almost. You know, like, so that's. But again, I think we're exporting corn right now, so that's probably going to give us. Let's take a look. Yeah, or crops. I mean, I always call it corn, or not always. Yeah, I think of it as corn because that's corn. That's fine. But so that's probably given us a little extra boost. But we'll see. So the economy's going pretty well. The population's growing pretty nicely. You know, the only thing that's really negative, and we're looking at the economy there, is that, you know, I did borrow more money. So I borrowed, well, 950,000 just a few minutes ago to get started so that we wouldn't run out immediately. So now we're you know, we're approaching $1 million in debt. Let's just say we need to turn that around. What have I been doing? Mostly up here. I think we've got, you know, as a general statement, everything built over there at Revergrad. Good morning, Teapot. How are you doing today? And Radomir, welcome. Welcome back. All right, so we have, yeah, let's close the radio station. Let me grab a hold. Oh, I redid my bar up here a little bit, and I figured out I could drop it down. So I have the tape measure tool up here. I got my leveling tool. We're not ready for railroad tracks, but I figured, well, I'll put that there. And I got the 3 different roads types up there. And then I'll forget to use them anyway and go down here. But I am starting to get a little more used to where things are at here. It's just, there's a lot of stuff in this game. And then you add the mods on top, and then I don't know. It's not divided up exactly in all cases like I would tend to divide it up, I guess. But that's fine. It works. And a lot of times I'm just wrong. Turn that snap tool off. I don't like that snap tool. No, I think we're okay. I mean, $1 million debt at 3.5%. Is that what we're at? Yeah, loan. Yeah, 3.2% means $32,000 per year. If it was a million even, would be $32,000 a year. When you think about how much we're, you know, how much better we're doing, I don't know if there's a good way to really see. I guess the statistics, the economics. Yeah, there's no like great way to see that, I don't think. But we're exporting. Well, yeah, last month. We're getting caught up, and a lot of this here is going to be like 5,000 is just steel, and a lot of that, we can rein that in if we start feeling like it. But I just feel like we have the potential to make 2,000 extra a month, right, to pay that, or 3,000 extra a month to pay that off. Like I think we'll be in good shape, before we know it. Did I mention we also got this bridge done? So I did look at the bus. The bus took about like 2.5 or so hours to get up to here. So we could actually build something a little bit further away if we wanted to, but we're really pushing it. Certainly wouldn't get anything built in the winter. So as far as like where we would need another construction office, now that's coming from all the way down there. So if we built another construction office in a town here, we'll be able to push over to the other side. So I'm not sure that we necessarily need a construction office beyond here, beyond to be able to get some leveling done, right? Where we can put the roads in nicer, park a truck or two there, or, the bulldozer and the backhoe. Not backhoe, bulldozer and the excavator, which is a backhoe. But anyway, so that we could start leveling a little bit further and maybe build up into here or head over across the river, depending on what we decide to do next. But that's sort of way future plans. The big thing is, getting this road done. And at the same time, I'm kind of working on getting this road done. You can see we've built a little bit of our electrical going into there. Now I'm going to run out of things I can reach until we build this gravel road, but at least got that. And I had both construction offices. I had one of them stuck right there, kind of fits nice. Right, and this guy's working on this road because it's just taking forever to get gravel up here. And which one? Oh, this one is the one over on the other side. Yeah. All right, so that's that one he's working on. Let's jump back. All right, so then the only thing I did, or one of the few things I did as far as planning, is I plopped in a regular warehouse here, thinking, well, we're definitely going to, even though I talked about we don't need mechanical components, but I was thinking one thing we could do is work on designing this area more and see about getting a town in here. Well, if we're going to get a town in here, I think it would make sense to have a warehouse and then possibly even do a distribution office that can help, work out the stuff in here. Whether that's to go get stuff, or do we have our normal, another distribution office, or just run some routes? Because I would like to get the food from here and drop it off there. And same like the meat, the food, not so much the alcohol that I just pointed at, but the food we're getting from here. We're here. Yeah, that's the only food. What else? Oh, lumber. So we are getting lumber. And I was looking at this. How are we doing with the lumber? We seem to have some there, and we're full here. So we seem to be at a nice, amount. It's not like we're making a ton of it, but it's not like we need a ton of it either. So we're still backed up with wood. And we are, every time I look, we definitely have some people in here. But I definitely could see another bus to help with that. It's not ever been a huge number of people, but I think we're doing a little bit better with it as far as getting some of this stuff going, We'll just have to get our population up. That's really what the name of the game is, I think, for us at this moment. Hello, Antonio. Welcome. Yeah, so that's really the name of the game, is get more people. We have this whole big, huge, ridiculous building. Yep, 60. Yeah, look, this bill, I think that was getting close to full last. So we're getting there. These were all full. Yep, so we're growing our population nicely. So it's going to be time before we know it to start talking about, do we need to expand this more? Probably maybe both. It doesn't have to be one or the other. Or do we start building this? Maybe, like I said, both. That's why I'd like to start getting this area better designed. So do you guys have any comments, thoughts, things you'd like to know? And Radomir, we haven't given up on your idea of, and I'm not sure how much of these episodes you've watched or not. I've just because I haven't seen you live doesn't mean you didn't watch them. So I did have this area where we would probably put like a town here, kind of far enough away distance wise that we could then have like a aluminum processing thing. The reason we went towards the other side was just because we're running out of money, and this other side, right, is on the way to this. So building this road and getting gravel out this way so we could get the road built up to the Soviet seemed like a better idea. And then also it'll be kind of just as easy to get this going at that point with pumping oil, right? So then once we're pumping some oil and we're making a little bit more money, we could talk about, do we build the town up here or over there? Even if I design them, it's not like I'm going to have them assigned. We can always switch and start building, because I think we're going to need at least some people over here guaranteed to even be able to get the ore processed or even out of the ground, right? We're going to need people in that mine, if nothing else. So, and those mines take a long time to build and all that too. So now over here, we were starting to design, and this is what I would like to continue. How big, let me answer this question from Teapot. How big is the blue that goes to the lumber yard? By the blue, do you mean blue truck? I mean, it's to a regular truck. So you mean this lumber yard? We have the all related vehicles. Like, oh, that's the... Is that what you're talking about? So this guy's going to the lumber yard. He's going to this storage. And then he's going to drop off whatever he doesn't... Whatever's not getting used out of here, he's selling off. So now the question would be, do we get another truck to run from here up to there? Do we try to do it with distribution system, which I could definitely see helping at some point? Maybe a little bit of both. We just get started by running lumber up to here whenever this gets completed. Oh, I'm sorry, this gets completed, which it looks like we could assign that. That's our open yard that we're going to bring up some lumber at the very minimum, and probably have, as we start doing construction, it's probably, considering that we're not that much further from the border, that it's probably worth just buying it from there as opposed to trucking other stuff that we're not making. So, no, construction office. I knew I came down there for a reason. Shrink that guy. Oh, and I took one of our cranes out and put him up here already. So this, I could see this shifting over into a regular construction office pretty quickly here. So that means I'd like to get the road paving stuff maybe moved up to the next one. But I'd like to get into the oil first. I got a lot of things I'd like to do. All right, so what was I going to do? Now I was going to do this. There we go. All right, good shape. So, oh, the blue bus that goes to the lumber yard. Okay, now I got you. Let's zip back down to there. And I do wish they would, I've always wished that they would change this up a little bit. For keep in mind that this is like the greatest way to do things if you're a micromanager. But they're not real friendly in how they do the construction office things. I'd like to just have like it open up partially, and all I would see is this part. Right? That's all I need. And then I could have like a few of these open on one side. Now I also have my screen unusually large, which shows up nice in the videos. I would make this stuff a lot smaller. Now I completely forget what I was going to do. Oh, blue bus. The blue bus that goes to... When you say lumber yard, do you mean the logging camp? The woodcutter? Which is actually going to here. And that's not the blue bus, so maybe you mean a different bus. This one holds 19. Now, lumberyard, you know, I'm assuming you mean here, so do you mean goes to this bus stop? That sort of, I could see where you could call that the lumberyard. That's not how I thought of it, but it's a very valid way of thinking about it. So this is a little red bus. All right, so That one holds 52. I'm not exactly sure which one you mean. Yeah, so we'll take a look at the distribution offices, Mattias. Like I said, it's sort of a mix at this point as to what we need to do. We don't really have anything here. What we really need to do is stay on top of this road being built, and the road up there being built. That's my two main tasks beside designing stuff. So, all right, if you guys don't have anything else to talk about in the introduction, we might as well get to designing some things. What were we doing up here? And stop me if you want to talk about something else that's going on around the map. I'm just sort of going to leave it on normal speed for a while so that we could compromise in the sense of, you know, getting this stuff designed versus having catastrophes happening when I'm not looking. Speaking of which, why are people getting unhappy? No problem, Teapot. Yeah, we definitely have room to answer your question for a lot more people. So if we could get 2 or 3 50s heading out there, I figured that would be producing a good amount of stuff. I think that was my thinking, or at least it's my thinking right now. So in any event, we have a coal mine up here, and then we have a coal ore processor that we got down into a conveyor, so all conveyor fed. And what we were going to do is talk about a power, all the things that would need this, which is what? Cement, bricks, and power, correct? Let's see, do we have that under concrete? Now, do we do, so a calcium furnace, we really never need as much cement. I mean, that's a fraction of it, but it's also a fraction of the cost, too. Does anybody have any issues with calcium furnace being used? Oh my gosh, look at that thing. I mean, how many people? Maximum 3 workers, so it's, you know, it's not OP for what it's, that's for sure, right? I don't see, does it have a, do you have to truck everything into it? I don't see any connectors on this thing. Let me just plop it down and see what, uh-oh, here comes the winner. All right, do we have any conveyor? No conveyor out of that. I think we'll, I don't think, and it doesn't even have a road connection thing. All right, let's see if we could do, all right, so it's just, it would be, I think, I don't know, it's just a little bit too little. And I know the other one's much more expensive, but to be honest, I'm not even really worried about building this cement thing until we can afford it. I just want to take up the space. Oh yeah, Teapot, we're nowhere near people. But just so you guys, well, let's go over and visit. All right, when we start talking about the number of people, let's go like here and say, I mean, I don't know if we'd ever have 50 because we probably don't have enough livestock yards, but you know, let's say a good 10 or 20 there. We want another 50 here. You know, I mean, it's, you know, and I don't think, like I said, I think these do like what, 2 to 1 of these, or a lot, like these could do a bunch, like 10. So we would have like 5 people here, 50, you call it 60 even. You know, we could kind of do a lot better with this. Not probably 100, but you know, right there's 200 people that we could probably use between those buildings right there. Not to mention all the things in town is going to be another 150. You know, it's just typical. That's how many people in town would be between 100 and 200. And then these are not cheap here with the number of people, 60. Got a few going out there. So we're, you know, we got nowhere near enough people here right now getting to this bus stop. But we are getting more, right? So we'll see. Let's wait till after winter before I go doing too much crazy stuff. Yes, we will have a I mean, the coal buffer with the power plant, I definitely agree. We do have a little bit of a buffer here, but that's before. And I like this little aggregate storage. It kind of takes the place of that. I'm not sure if you guys saw that in the last episode. Let me show it. I think it's here. Storages. Yeah, let's. All right. Small aggregate storage. See, it's a little easier to see now. Let me zoom out a little bit. See, it just kind of takes the place of a regular conveyor, and yet it stores a little bit as a buffer. I think that's pretty slick, because I think it's not terribly unrealistic, right? Certainly not within the bounds of that. Now, I think you're right, and I think we should do an even bigger buffer, like a regular aggregate storage for the thing. So let's see. I'm thinking that the power plant needs to be close to the town, as close as possible and reasonable without pollution issues. And it doesn't, I mean, lines need to come out of it, but they're very flexible. So I'm thinking that the space down here we should use for bricks and the concrete. So I was going to sort of start there. That's where I was going to with the concrete thing. So let's go back to construction. Yeah, we're going to go with a regular cement plant. And our input would be this way. No, don't attach to that up there. Yeah, see, I think I'd even want. Yeah, let's see about an aggregate storage here. Let's find to divide that up, but do we want to divide it? I think we'd want this to go if it would work. Let's demolish. All right, let's go right into an aggregate storage. Oops. It's like they're hiding the aggregate storage away from me. This would be where I would think it would be. Let me look more slowly. Loading. Oh, there's the storages. It was just that little... Sorry, I was just there a minute ago. Small holding 800 seems fine with me. All right, and that would be... Yeah, let's keep it up this way a little bit. Kind of hard to see, isn't it? Yeah, so I'd definitely like to see that map you're working on at some point, Radomir. That sounds interesting. Definitely sounds like an interesting challenge. Radomir's making a map where all the stuff would be active from the very beginning, so you'd have to really do a good job of trying to figure out where to put things. Just trying to level this up enough that I can get that road out without having too many issues. All right, so we're going to do a small storage here. There we go. Hopefully that was enough smoothing to make it look not completely weird, but... Funny, it was green, then it turns it yellow when you start to level. There we go. That didn't even interfere with anybody, right? There we go. So now we have a nice storage there. How's our money doing? Okay, for the moment. What was this message? Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, this is it. Really? You know what? Head off to your next stop. Yeah, that's a bit of a bummer, isn't it? Well, at least they told us about it. Production stopped November. Well, what day is today? Yeah, just a few days ago. So are people unhappy about the heat, or no? I mean, this is our furthest building, but nobody lives there yet. No, nobody's unhappy about the heat, so we'll take it that that was just an anomaly. All right, so there is a coal buffer, which will at least be reasonable, I think. I don't think we're going to, like I said, use too much of that. All right, so now, having done that, construction. All right, if we have a cement plant, yeah, let's do the T thing. I don't want you to connect directly, but that would. Is there any output? Oh no, it's the other side there, isn't it? Yeah, so. Because what I would say is that this should feed into a prefabs. You need a free excavator. Okay. Can I do it like this or? Hello, Xavier. Let's level this out. Now, what else do we need in that? Yeah, so we need gravel to here too. Right there would be our coal in. Let's just take a look real quick at prefab panels. Here, what I'm thinking of is how do I get gravel up to here and into both of these? All right, so need a free excavator. Now the cement plant's going to need it too. Let's go back to this. All right, so let's just say we put the cement plant like this. I don't want that attached like that. And then this guy. Now the only problem with that is I don't want all of this. I don't want all of the cement to come into there directly, do I? All right, so what's wrong? Probably over back closer towards me, right? Yes, I'm in the middle of using said conveyors. I did notice that before, but thank you, Matthias. It's always good to warn me. Yeah, no, we don't want that now. But there they are. Yep, bulk conveyors. That's good to see. Kind of neat difference. All right, so now concrete plant I'm not going to worry about. Prefab panels factory. There we go. So now what I don't, well, let's see. Okay. All right, we're not necessarily building any of this, but we're going to try to get like up in there. So both of these are going to need gravel. So can I fulfill their gravel needs? Gravel quarry. Let's go to... Is the world on fire and I'm paying no attention? I see a message popping up. We'll get that in a minute. If I did a large aggregate storage... All right, that's not terribly unreasonable, though. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, I can't flatten, right? No. The mine is like 20 some percent, like 25%, I think was as high as we could get it, which is okay. I mean, it's all getting started, you know. At least this is all our beginning stuff in that way. All right, so what were we doing? We were doing a storage for cement, or for, sorry, not cement, but gravel. Of course, it didn't do both of them. Does that mean you're not going to do both? Building in the way. I swear when I put it down there, it was connected to both. All right, let's try it again. Look. Oh, is it blocking itself? Like something... You would, oops. You would think it wouldn't allow that. Let's try to get it a little bit further the other way, right? There you go. Now, why didn't you attach? I really didn't want you to attach to hill causing obstruction. We can... Okay. Well, let's see. Can I do leveling? Yes. No, what do I got? See if I can't lower that hill by leveling it down. Yeah. All right, so we can commit to that. All right, so that would be everything that this guy is going to need, which is going to be gravel. Well, not everything, because we don't actually have the iron hook or the coal hooked up yet. But let's see. So this guy is the prefab panels. Now he needs the cement, the concrete, and he's over here. Electricity. And the cement factory, is going to need coal, gravel, and electricity. So good. So we should be able to hook these two up somehow to coal, right? So this guy doesn't seem to have too many more connections on him. Yeah. So what about these road connections? You know what I have? Let's see. I have... This is a place to park 2 vehicles. Yeah, is there any crane? What I want to be able to do, now that we have the gravel here, that's wonderful, but I can't pump it into this because it only has 1 gravel accepting. Oh no, this doesn't need the coal anyway. Never mind. I'm worried about getting the coal in here. Sorry, there is something else. I know what I was doing. Confusing myself. I knew there was something else that was going to need the coal, and that's our bricks. And the bricks, you know, that's all they need is the coal, which is a bit strange, but I guess... Yeah, look, you know, there's our line for don't go past that line. It's hard to see. But we're going to need a road that gets out of here to go up to that. Anyway, now one day we might even want to do a train kind of thing there, but gravel is definitely going to be an issue for keeping all this stuff running if we don't have some kind of better system. Yeah, so our coal would come out of... The oil is like very good. The oil is just a good, and that was limited. To answer your guys' question, yeah, the oil percentage is real nice. Let's come over here. Sorry, I was in my own world there for a second. Fossil fuels. See, we can get 75, 90. We can get really good oil ones up here. This whole circle is kind of almost all oil. I don't know how well you guys can see that. 89, 86. Just it'd be more a matter of, you know, them fighting with each other over what, you know, who gets what stuff. Now, prefab doesn't need coal. I was kind of faking myself out there trying to connect too much to it. Now, one of the reasons to design this before the town, and we probably should go take a look. Nothing else. Yeah, let's go take a look at these guys. So he's working on, this should be this road out here. All right, so what I want to do, yeah, we'll leave him as the priority there, but we got done this road, I can tell. Yeah. Let's assign this guy to that road because he has the extra trucks. And then this guy can get assigned to it as well. He still has some other things to work on. Yeah, good. He got people out there, or not people. He got gravel on this one. We're still working on that electrical. Yeah, he's going to work on this as a bigger priority than the road. But then the other thing to do is to come to that road and let's turn down the number of workers to 0. So I'll just use mechanisms on that. But that's going to take a while to get the gravel out here. And our gravel yard is slowly building up. You know, I probably should start using it at some point. Yeah, maybe we will. Let's just see how fast this gets sucked down. Right, let's all right, we'll see how fast we can use that up. But that'll save him driving around in the wintertime, right? Yeah, the heat plant. Yeah, we're going to have a heat plant. Yeah, so we'll have to divide it again. That's a good point. So we'll see. Yeah, so we have this road right here. It's awful hard to see in the wintertime designing this stuff. I think I'm going to violate how close, because I don't think we're too critical. Let's go ahead and get this road down. Now the road from there is there. This is the one that needs to get the road. I'm thinking, do we just do... Now, why don't we have an excavator on here? What is he doing this whole time? You got sent out here instead of the back or the excavator. Instead of the bulldozer, he got sent out there, which is, I do wish they would always prioritize the bulldozer getting sent to road jobs because they can't work on buildings, but the excavator can. But in any event, we can make this work. We just have to do it a little more manually. All right. Where is... So we... Well, here, let's do this. Let's get this road out of here by hook or by crook. All right, we'll see kind of how that looks like. I don't want to... Oh. I guess we could attach it. So where does this one need to come out of? Yeah, so this one needs to get out of here, too. No. Maybe we do that the opposite way. No, you're just gonna... Conveyor's gonna... Trying to get these conveyors both to attach like that has not been the easiest. Let's go here and here and here. Sometimes you can do... You can't do the cart before the horse, but you can do the horse before the cart kind of thing. All right, we'll hold off on attaching that just yet. All right, so now can I do... Well, this is the only two outs for coal, right? So what I should be doing anyway... No, we do have outs for... No, this is for the gravel. And we don't want... Can we just get it to attach back? No, see that road, that leg wants to be right in the way. So we're going to have to come over this way. So we're going to have to do something like this. I don't think this is going to work, but we'll see. At least to give me an idea of what we do need to do. And maybe it will. All right. Now, we don't need to continue up that way. No. All right, so at least we can get into that thing. Prefab panels, gravel. Unfortunately, we need that separate. Are we ever going to get into this one? Let's just do a dirt road. Yeah, this one needs to come in here. Okay, so we can do that. All right, and then can we do... Just curious. Yeah. You know, I don't want to make that into a separate job, but then this can... I'll put that there as a reminder that they need to be hooked up. We won't forget because they won't be hooked up, right? I'm going to commit to all of that. I'm going to... There you go. Commit to that conveyor. All right, so that's all pretty reasonable. It's got everything that we just planted hooked up at least. We don't have power to any of it. And that sort of gives me an idea of where we would consider putting. Let me get rid of this road. Let's get a little level action going. At least we can level with the bulldozer. How's the money? Money's fine. It's mostly because we're just building these roads, and I think they're taking forever and a day anyhow. Traffic jam. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, our loyalty is not going up with our little bitty radio station. Production stopped. I think November 25th. That's a while ago. I don't think I deleted that one when I should have. All right, how are we doing? Now that we're distracted. Loyalty. Yeah, I know. Yeah, so we just have the open storage now, and that means we got that electrical outlet done, or switch. Yep. So we got this medium voltage switch done, which means that we can do this. All right, at least I don't need it done up to the switch, but I would like it at least graveled up to this warehouse here. So both of you could work on that, whoever wants to go there first. How are you making out? You are, got those two roads. Yeah, we might as well. You can help with this one as well, if you can. Oh, you know what that means? We might lose our excavator, or our... Yeah, we might lose our bulldozer. Alright, so that's alright. We could always go do something else for a little bit until we get it back. Eventually we will. Alright, so bricks. Now, so bricks doesn't have an entrance, a conveyor thing. It has to be... Yeah, oh, there it is. All right, so we would be coming all the way down from there with our... Yeah, let's... Okay, I want to push this a little bit. I want to bring this hill down here. All right, if we look up there, I want to be able to come like straight down here. So let's see if we can. This looks like a bit of a hill. Probably even maybe. Yeah, why don't we level off of that way? Because it's raising this up a little more than I was picturing. Yeah, so we're going to need a heating plant over here. If we leave this guy a little bit... Right, that's sort of the crest of the hill there anyway. All right, so if we leave this guy to where, if we look behind us, we could put our heating plant... I'm picturing that our power plant's going to go like right up here, because we don't want to get too much closer. So if we put the power plant here, let me zoom out, like right up in this area. You know what? I'll even do this. There we go. All right. That kind of gets rid of. So we put the power plant up in that area. We have a road that comes right over here, back and forth. We don't want to get too much closer, but we could have our heating plant maybe like right down in this area. All right. So let's see what that. Let's do a regular old heating plant. I don't think we need it, but we can always go to a small one. Let's see, I can't... Oh, the heating pipes we'd want out this way. Yeah, so I guess the thing to do... Well, Yeah, let's flatten out a little bit further in this direction. Fairly close to where the road is. Yeah, I think I like the T flipped. I feel like that's facing a little more towards town. Oh. Okay, well now that I flattened out a bunch of spots, we'll eventually flatten out the spot I'm going to put it. Wrong one. All right, so I hope that's not too close to this one. We'll see in a minute. All right, so this is going to be the bricks. There's only one factory connection, huh? Yeah, so that's making me want to put this up this way a little bit. Not that it's that big a deal with this, but you know what? Do we even need that factory connection on this thing? I don't think so. We'll do it like this where we might be able to use it, but... Alright, so now I need to be able to get a conveyor to both of these. Alright, so this one's up here. Yeah, I want to level that up. Because otherwise I'm going to fight this hill. I need that up in the air some. Now the other thing is, do we change this? Yeah, maybe we change that as well. Get rid of that. I mean, if we did a large and we can get the things out both sides, right? Look at that, we connect everywhere. Yeah, that's I think that's not ideal, but better. Yeah, the problem is not going to be able to get it in. Yeah, I need a lot more leveling. Let's see what happens if I try. Because that's eating into that a lot more, but it certainly was the ticket. I don't know why it appears so dark. Let's see if that's enough. Oh, we got yellow at least. Oh, there we go. Oh no, I thought that was green. It's not. Yeah, just the front end needs to be lifted a little bit more. That's the problem with this. Normally, if you could do the right click, it would be a lot faster, and it would not slope the thing quite as much. This sort of has a limit that the building leveling doesn't. No. There we go. Are we connected? Connected enough. Right? I mean, our road goes out the same exact way, which is... Okay. Let's see, can we cheat in there? Yep. All right, so that goes out the same way. Now we've got options on the side here. So let's see if now we can get that guy. Yeah, I'd want to do... All right, I didn't necessarily want him to connect to the road, but why is there no... Oh, he did go from the front. That was what was happening. All right, so we get rid of this guy. Will you... I see what was doing. It was... Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Because then you should be able to go to there. And then we have a third one that'll go up to our power plant, which is going to be over here. And I have no problem with putting another little... I know what you're talking about with this storage of coal. You could never have big enough buffer, so we can do a small one here, right? With the output down towards the power plant. Let's get this power plant in so we see what... It's a mighty big fellow. Coal. Yeah, I was picturing him in there like this. Need a free excavator. Yep. How are we? I'll see. It's going to be forever and a day. The only, best thing I could do is like cancel that guy and re-sign him. Now, he is actually working. Yeah, they're almost done that actually. I mean, they do work on it. It just takes forever for each trip. Now we do, and we did get a snowplow here, so that's helping a little bit, but it's just tough. Tough duty going that far in the snow. Change, oh yeah, that's your thing there. There we go, 16C. And I don't blame you. The windsock doesn't do you much good. It's not. I just don't tend to look at it that often that it bothers me. As long as my construction, or as long as my message isn't popping up too often saying losing heat, I'm okay with it, you know. Okay, so we're gonna have to level the old-fashioned way. Let's go take a look. Let's see how everybody's doing. We got a few more people, I see, because we had what 50, but the population doesn't seem to be growing that much. But then we're only in normal speed to avoid catastrophes. So let's take a look. Oh, let's do last year. Yeah, we can do a year-end summary, right? So last year, population went from, more like a little under 300 over 400. We have as many babies and teenagers or children as we could want, 200 almost right now, and that number is steadily crazy. No crazy fluctuations on our people there. Loyalty almost looks like it dropped a bit. I don't know. Our radio station is doing 0 for us, it appears, at this moment. And, if we look at the number of workers, 400, that really hasn't changed that much that anything significant's going to change with our productivity. But we'll take a look real quick at our... All right, we'll take a look at last year's. There we go. I mean, it's not that impressive, but being minus 48,000 versus, like the ratio there is getting closer and closer every year. In other words, we're starting more and more, even though we're not even doing anything that exciting. Just I think the more and more people we get, the more and more productive we are. So then the thing will be, let's take a look now that we're down here. Now look, our food is just hanging in there, which is actually kind of good, right? It's like if the food can kind of steady grow the number of people and stay balanced, that's easier for us. Alcohol, well, we don't have a lot extra. I don't see the truck waiting in there. He doesn't wait here, does he? No, I think he waits at the liquor. He can pull liquor back out of here. We did figure that out. But in any event, so he's probably running the liquor down there. Did we distribute, did we export? Yeah, look, alcohol was our biggest export. Well, that's this year. What about last year? Boards was our biggest export, 53,000. That's I'll take it for a bunch of boards, you know. That's great. That's exactly what we wanted to say. Oh, look, we exported a little bit of bitumen. So that's, better than a sharp stick in the eye. That's good. Be nice to we maybe we could start using the bitumen. Now, I do have the tank. So at some point we could build a tank over there, but gravel, why did we import gravel? Huh. I don't know. That's a good question. I wonder where we'll have to figure that out at some point. And it's really steady that we're doing gravel too. Where are we importing gravel? All right, we'll have to figure that out in a minute. Alcohol boards. Let's go back and just see what we're importing. This wasn't meant to be a complete delay of what we were doing, but yeah, look, steel and fuel. Fuel we got to work on, but we are building over towards the oil as fast as we can. And it's not my intention to really, I understand the, exporting oil directly kind of exploit kind of thing. So we are going to build this small refinery kind of ASAP, but we just got a lot to do before we can get there, right? That's why we're building this, so that we don't start building our houses too close to the polluting zone that we're making over here. So any other questions about the economy or how things are going as of this year? We could take a look. Well, we don't really know how much we lost on the farm, but this does all seem to be working, right? So we're still pulling stuff in, even though it's winter time. There's nothing. Yeah, eventually we're going to have our little traffic jam going here again, which is okay. But for now, we're still exporting some of the crops. I'm sure we're full on these too. And we didn't stop so far, like selling off these extra crops that we have, however inefficient it is. We're not running out of corn throughout the year yet over here either. So, but I do want to keep a better eye. Like, I don't want to run out of corn for the sake of exporting it from here. So, how many boards did we import? Did we import any boards? Oh, that's right. We were flowing around the thing around the horn, so we were losing money. I do remember that. 47. So nothing compared to if we go back. Like, we must have caught it. Yeah, because it was winter time when I started back up. So this is the second winter. Oh, we got a building on fire. All right, so when you look, we did 1,200 boards and we only imported 47. Yeah, when I started back up before this thing, just to roll things forward. Okay, the flats, good. We got the fire trucks right there. My fear is that we're going to start burning buildings down over here. We need to get, stuff built over here too. We can't afford to be rebuilding stuff too much. What is the price difference between crops and food? Let's go back over and take a look at. So we're using 12 crops to 6 food. All right, so half. So half of the crops are turning into food. The rest is waste. That's obviously something we need to know. So crops price is $21. The food price is $160. So that's definitely, like when you think about it, you're going to get a massive amount more. Like, we don't want to sell the crops directly. The fact is we don't have enough people to make that much more, right? Now the alcohol's 332. And what do we use? Like, I think it's 30 to 6. So that's 5 times as much. But then, so really food is a good thing to export. You'd have to do the math that I'm not willing to do in my head right now to figure all that out. And I guess the other one we would talk about is turning it into meat, right? So livestock is 201 if we turn it into that, and then meat is doubled. So I think the livestock is one of those Yeah, see, like, it's really, you might as well just export the livestock. I think one of you guys was saying that, like, rather than export the meat, like, if you have extra, like, there's no sense in putting more energy into the meat because you don't really get any more for it than you would the livestock because you're cutting the number of livestock in half. Does that make sense? So, yeah, we're doing okay there. Yeah, well, let's take a look. What I didn't want to do, Antonio, was suck all the people out of here. And we definitely may be getting to a point. Now, how many does that... That's the big bus stop. How many does the big bus stop hold? I don't want to be losing people because the big bus stop... It holds a lot of people from what I remember. Where is the... bus platform? That's it. So the bus platform can hold 500 people. And we've got, and I don't know if you noticed, but I did click on it earlier, and that's one of the things I try to remember to go by and click on. So we're getting up to the point where we have 20 people waiting there at any moment. And I don't want to take too many more buses. Just the fact that we have people steady waiting is nice. We should probably keep a little bit better eye on how many people are leaving with no work. Because there's definitely not a bus coming in right now, right? But I didn't want to suck all the people out to the point we weren't making heat, right? So let's... Yeah, fire extinguished, that's very good. Building on fire. That was the flats we just saw. Yeah, the loyalty. I think, were they telling me about a traffic jam? Yep, they were. I kind of accidentally deleted. All right, there we go. Be on your way. So we need a little fix for that. That's a bit of a bummer. It's a little annoying. I guess it'll go away in the summertime. It's only half the time it'll be annoying. So yeah, we definitely could talk about adding more. I'm not sure. I think I said, I kind of had the thought at least. Well, let's wait till the winter is over, and then we can worry about it. Because the other place that I want to do that is over here. So we got at least 2 more buses, because I'd like to get another one to come over to this lumber logging kind of area. That'll be a nice way to up the number. There we go. Look, we got 8. We haven't seen 8 in there before. I think I did see 10 at one point. All right, and then this guy's getting full up. Yeah, we can even increase if we want. All right, might as well. So yeah, we'd up this as well once we feel like we're there. Okay, we got 3% unemployed, so we might be getting to that point. Like I said, we're not in a huge hurry. As long as we're growing people. Like we don't have to squeeze every dime out of everything, right? And even though it is fun to do that. All right, so let's click on... Can I not click on that? I'm going to click on this. That let me... Yeah, we'll commit to that. All right, so that's 2 conveyors coming down into our brick factory and into our heating plant. I think our heating plant's going to be close enough to the city over here. And then power. It would sure be nice to have... at least we have an excavator... At least we have the bulldozer there, so... yeah, let's go back to this for a second. I need to take a break for a second here. All right, so I'm just trying to get an idea of where we're up to about the bottom of that hill. You know, let's do this real quick. Yeah, see that kind of flat spot I'm looking at right there? It's not flat, but it's... All right, so we'll go right in this area. We need to come all the way down to these trees where the trees start back up. I can click up here. All right. I think I'll bring it down a little bit more. Actually raising all that up. Let's zoom in a bit. There you go, Graver. Welcome on this beautiful Sunday afternoon or morning, whatever it is, wherever you're at. To me, it's 10 o'clock a.m. All right, that's bringing that down, I think, right? Yeah, that's good. Because there was we might need to do some excavating before this can be built to get that chute down here. I don't want to level too much. You guys have noticed I've been trying to be reasonable, and I will continue to try to be reasonable with the leveling. No, well, who knows? We may have a massive river leveling project at some point in the future, but all right, I think we need to get it down to about where these trees are. This one, the only thing that really matters is getting people into here as far as levels go. I think the road comes off this way. Alright, so let's see. Can we put in a... Yeah. Alright, so the coal needs to come in that way, and the workers... Why they don't have a... what do you call it? Like an entrance for people. I guess this will work fine, right? Even though I know I just did it the other way, but with the road coming off this way, what happens if I hit T? Nothing good. All right, so we're going to do that. I'll just have to level a little bit longer right here. So I leveled a little bit of stuff that I didn't need to. I was thinking that the conveyor doesn't need to come down this way. It needs to come over there. My bad. All right, what are we doing? We're doing this. Let's see. Yeah, I think the road can come... Well, we don't have a road to this yet either, do we? I think that's the road right off of there. So I'm picturing we bring a road down like right here. Just want to see. I don't want to make it too steep. Right. We'll come back into it this way a little bit more. Well, if you're in Denmark, you would think it wouldn't be time for bed. Unless you go to bed awful early. Some people work other shifts, right? All right, so... there we go. Yeah, you know what I'm going to do is... I think I like that spot, but let's just come over here. See if I can't... level tools up here. All right, I just want to knock that hill back a little bit for the sake of the conveyor, because once it's in there, we can't really... it's not going to like us changing anything once it's in. Right, so let's see what that looks like. Right, and that is actually, let's make sure, yep, that's into the right thing. But you know what I didn't do? I know what I was thinking, and I didn't do it. We're going to have another storage, which would be... yeah, which would be a lot more leveling. Yeah, can we come over? Let's see if I can put it here and still kind of keep this thing somewhat close to where we were going to be. I kind of wish it wouldn't close this. Like when I'm clicking, I wish it wouldn't close the thing when I select the other. Yeah, I'm going to try to cheat that around. Like that. Let's just see. There you go. Much the same idea. There you go. All right, and then we take a road. I don't know if it's going to let us do this. Oh, look, we got our backhoe back. Good. Pull it back a little bit. We can ride the rest of this crest straight down, right? Now, does this guy... Oh, he needs to come out this way. Well, he's just a coal storage, so nobody's going to really have to... Oh, no, he's the bricks. People are going to definitely want bricks, right? Is it better... Okay, let's turn this thing off. Is it better to go out this way? Yeah, can we even... Yeah, we could do this. Will you let me out? Yeah. I didn't necessarily need to turn that into multiple projects, but there we go. Makes sense when you have 3 connections, right? Yeah, let's... let's get rid of a little bit of this. And we'll hug that turn a little better, right? Get it to turn yellow, and then it'll re-level again. No, doesn't want to. You see, I don't really like the way that looks. It's, I guess it's fine, but no, let's let's just make it look decent. There you go. All right, so that's going to be the path up to there, and then, oh wait, you know what? I'm going to take that back, even though I made another new road segment. We're going to wrap right around there. We're right off of that hill. Yeah, let's, now that I think about it. All right, where would we go? Like over here. Oh, we got a road there. What is that a road to? Oh. I don't know what that is. It's... Oh, that was the don't build any any further line. I got you. Wondering why there was a road out there. Didn't think there should be. All right, so there's a road that's going to go into town, and then we can have our people come up a bus route that at least goes to there. We could talk about maybe another bus route because we're going to need people here. We're not going to need anybody there or there. Oh, no, this is... No, that's just the aggregate storage. So we need people here and here. This could be its own little thing, right? And then we could do these. Because I think one bus stop. Don't really want it to attach right now. All right, one normal bus stop. Yeah, that would be. We could try some of these other. Train bus platform could be cool. We're not quite at that point to think about trains. I guess we'll just do this for now. And I don't really want it to attach to that road, but you know, if we put a bus stop like in this neighborhood, then we could get people to here and here, and then they can walk in the door because there is no people connection for that, right? So then that's a pretty direct route busing right over to our power, right? We'll just have that as short as possible. And then the bigger issue we'll have now is even for all of our measuring. How far is that? 369 to there. You know, there's 430. So if we drew a line now, that's going to be about the pollution line at this point, which I think is pretty reasonable. How are we doing? 98% happy. Money, money, money. Hello, Pietro. How are you doing today? Good to see you. We are going to take some more money loan. How much do we... Oh, look, we're doing okay, right? I mean, I know it doesn't always feel that way, but we're just not going into as much debt as fast. I'm not sure if you guys are feeling it like I am, but it's... Oh, wait, no. Wrong loan. We want to pay back the one we just took. Pay back the other one. Now, it could be because we're not working on as much stuff, too, right? I haven't really been... Go back and make sure that's zeroed. Yep. There we go. Now we're back up to 280,000. Most wonderful. Yeah, so there we go. So let me commit to that, right? That's the roads. Right, and all of that we did. Now, is there anything else we're missing? Nothing else needs coal. We got our heating plant. We've got our brick factory. We've got our power. We've got the future of cement and prefabs with a gravel feed into it. We got the roads connected for all that stuff. Are there any other road connection things that we can see that aren't connected? We don't have power, of course, but that's... Not too worried about getting power going. We can always do that later. All right, let's take a look at our constructions. Make sure we're... Which road are you? Okay, good. As long as we're working on that one. And that one's getting pretty close to done. That's 167. You can go see if that guy can work on something else, too, because we need to get... Yeah, I think he can work on that. All right, so he'll work on that. There we go. We got an open storage. If you guys could give me 1 minute, let's go look at something more exciting. I want to take a minute or two break and get another cup of coffee real quick. And let's turn off this thing, which is wonderful but ugly at the same time. And I'll leave you watching the city. Maybe we can watch the bus stop for me. Let me know how the people are flowing. It's only going to be like 2 minutes, too. I'm not going to be long. Okay, did I miss anything exciting? I see we still have 15 or 16 workers, just like when I left. I'm assuming, we only have 1% unemployed, so again. I want to see a little bit more building up there before we go too nuts. Now, do we get anybody in here? No, nobody's moved in there yet. So that means these other buildings probably have a little ways to go. But we're definitely need to start thinking about population. And what I want to do is start building this and getting at least a little bit of this city going. Do you guys have an opinion on what kind of city we build here or town? I'm not sure how big it'll be exactly, but we need quite a few people, right? We need, if we want to get all this working, even the power plant alone can suck up a lot of people. Not looking there. Well, not that it sucks up a lot of people, but you really want to have at least, what is it, like 50? I forget. It's been a while. 20. So it's only 20 workers, but that's like 60 because you want them, it's only an 8-hour shift. And you really want, those 60 people for each shift, like going gangbusters on that more than anything else. So we probably, that's telling me, I think I want to have a separate bus stop that we can control and make sure even if it causes unemployed people, I would like to know that we're sending like the maximum out to here. So what I'm thinking of is, all right, so this is going to be our line in the sand. Like, don't build any other houses past that. Trying to give you guys, see if you have an opinion. I like that circular town that we've done before. An oval town is pretty nice too, and we can continue it. Let's see what our topography looks like here a bit. Right. Our town could continue down into this way, and it wouldn't interfere with too much. And then, it might be a little hard to get trains around it, but we could get a train down here. All right, so if we just stayed with this road layout, I think that's... let me read some of these comments. I'm not sure if I missed some. All right, we're going to try to make that nice and straight. Like this will be the... Why are you... What other structure would be in the way? Oh, we got another one of these roads here. I'm not sure why I built that one. Other than to say maybe this is the edge of town. So I'm not really worried about building this. Right, I don't know if that's level or not, but we'll see. All right, what does that look like? Let's turn it yellow at least. Yeah, see, that didn't really disrupt too much. I mean, we take off this hill. It would be nice if they made you deal with the dirt. Like, I don't mean necessarily, have to have it all backhoed, but like maybe even like a city skyline thing where you just couldn't endlessly level, because you would have to get dirt, like have some semblance that the dirt means something, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, all right, so let's just run that long for now, even though it doesn't look perfect. So the idea will be that if we have to expand the town, we're just going to keep going this way, if we decide to go long, right? So what that means to me is that we put our resources just along this main drag, maybe even, and then we'll put our houses like along this way so we could just continually keep adding to it. So that means, let's go commit to these roads. All right, is there anything else I need to commit to that'll get deleted if I'm not careful? Now let's get rid of I'll leave the topography on for a minute. So I think we should then that's as big as I can make it. Let's just level along the road, which is reasonable. The cold storage, it doesn't have power, isn't really the biggest problem I'm having with it. Yeah, let's see if we have any important messages. The food doesn't go bad, so no, I'm not going to rebuild another power station for that. That's not really affecting anything. If that answers. So this is a little bit different height. Yeah, it's getting to be kind of a lot, so we'll lay off of it there. All right, let's. Yeah, so all of this is level, but the road is going up compared to. Yeah, so that's fine. We'll reevaluate it. Like, it's getting to be too much, right? We can do another level of the city here if we need it. Uh-oh, here comes more snow. The endless snow. I'm glad I don't live in this place with all the snow. We'll work on that further later. All right, so that'll be like another little bit higher tier at some point in the future. Can't see much. Now, do you find that when you're watching it, it's better or worse to do with this, what do you call it, the topography lines? Is that better or worse when I'm doing this? For me, it's just sort of either way I can see what I'm doing. It doesn't matter. I just want to widen this out a little bit. All right, so then for the most part, we'll put the things that people need along the road. So I would like to start, I think, actually with like a kindergarten. Culture, sport. Yeah, that's the other thing. We're going to have a lot of. So let's start with a kindergarten and a school. So they're definitely going to need those things. And then small shopping center is always popular. And the big shopping center is nice, but we really don't need it to get started, and we don't really have that much money to justify it. But this one, though, yeah, so let's do. I don't know, let's do it with distribution, or do we, let me leave enough space anyway for. Right, if we had this like that, we're going to come over here, and I'm going to put, even though we may not build it, depending on how it works out, where do we want? No, it's right. Where's the oh, that's why I couldn't see it. But yeah, I like that it changes those pictures, but it sometimes messes me up, I'm finding. Right. Can we do T? No, you know what? I don't want to do T. I'm going to do it this way. All right, so just in case we ever wanted to park vehicles here, we can. Which would mean we need another road out of here. All right, I don't want to make that too. All right, and then I think we're going to maybe do some houses right in this area. We'll have to get more of what the people need, but that's at least a start. Maybe across the street we could do other stuff. So let's see. Do my favorite flats, because just see if they fit. Or do we do another Do we go right for some large prefab? Yeah, I always like this one, 189. This is not a bad option, I guess, because it's sort of like 3 of the other ones. We don't need all these roads connected. All right, can we get 2 of them in there? Like 4. All right, if I push this up towards the store, like within reason. Yeah, look at that. And then if I did flip it around. Ooh. Oops, I kind of missed with that one. No, so I guess it's not too bad, is it? Then we could have like a courtyard. Where did my... Oh, I keep hitting G. Yeah, so let's demolish all of that stuff. It's kind of a mess. So we'll just do this for now. That, right? Knowing that we can hook those up. So that would be like enough for a lot of people at that point. Yes, clinic. And by that I imagine you mean a hospital in particular. Clinic sounds like you're playing another like Banished or something. Or do they have... Well, I guess they have all kinds of stuff in here. But you start talking about mods. Yeah, we need a university. All right, Communist Party headquarters, Technical University. I think we have a Lenin Technical University over there. Maybe we do a medical university, but I don't think I have a modded one, and this thing's kind of huge. See, this is only 25 steel, small technical college. Technical University is like 150, and the medical is like 217. I think party headquarters is the same thing, right? It educates people, but let's do this small technical college. What do we have over here before we... People seem happy. We have money. We're just sort of ignoring people for most of this. I guess I could zoom out. Too lazy to hit the shift button. Yeah, see, that's the Lenin Technical University. So let's do this one if it fits. First of all, hospital, yeah, fire station. Yeah, I think we'll put our fire station like right down this way. Yeah, can I building level? Yeah. Yes, we could bus students to the other university. That's definitely a possibility. It's kind of far away. It's definitely something to keep in mind. What does everyone think? Is that, remember that the university down there holds 25 workers or 100 students, so it's not like this thing only holds 45 students, so it's not like we have this massive one with the 225 students, or even the medical university does 225. So I could definitely see a day where, well, I don't know that we'd ever have 100 college students, but you could see where it could get jammed up there. Even if we didn't build for it, I think we would talk about keeping this... Let me just level this out a little bit more so it's... I might as well... I'm pulling the level back down from the road up there. I think that might be better. Let's just see. I think that's lowering. All right, so there's a power lines right in front of me, so I can't do too much more. But let's see if this firehouse, which we undisputedly need. Can I? Yeah, let's. I wish we could get rid of that helper. The helper thing is nice, but there we go. So there's a firehouse, and then hospital / clinic. Yeah, that won't fit there. Let me butt it up to where it hits that hill. And then build it a little bit straight. Alright, let's hit control and there you go. Make it parallel to the road. And then let's take a look. So I'm thinking a small university, technical college at this point in our lives would be good. As opposed to the busing. But we can definitely talk about that. And it is an excellent thing to keep in mind. All right, so let me... Oop, I've deleted the wrong thing. I don't necessarily need that road there right now anyway. All right, let's try to keep those as single projects as opposed to 7 million connections. All right, so there we go. What else do we need up here? I think that's... We need some sports. We probably need more sports down there as well. And I should go... I didn't write it down, but I did think about it too many weeks in a row. Having... Yeah, having something that's in between these things. Right? Like one worker, 18... 25, 5. The bowling alley's pretty nice, isn't it? With 5 and 50 visitors. I think the swimming pool. Wasn't there a swimming pool? No, beach. Now that beach would be nice, wouldn't it? But I don't know. Seems a little unrealistic. Oh, the indoor pool's the one that's selected already. There it is. Oops. There it is. 18. It's kind of a bit much. Let's go with the bowling alley, right? We can just keep that off to the side over here for now. It's going to want to... The bowling alley looks like it's facing this way, so let's make it so that it's... Right, we could end up with a row of houses up back behind us. Oh, we didn't put a bus stop in. Let's see, will you fit? We do, okay, I think what I'm thinking of is we just do one of these little bus stops here. Right, and then we can have a regular old bus platform. What do we have? What's this other? No, we want a regular full size. You know, I don't want a bus stop. Do we? I think I did that before. Can I do a bus platform in here? That's what I was meaning. Yeah, no. It'll fit the other way, but not the way I want it to fit. So my people are all the way down here at this point. So maybe we do just put two, like a bus platform here, and then let's do a large, well, what if we just did two like this? Cannot build because of the ground due to infrastructure. Oh, we're too close to that road. Okay. Oops. Right, so that we don't have to build these right away, but the idea is going to be that one of these bus stops is going to, one of these small bus platforms yeah, we can Well, let's make it nice and straight. Even though it's hard to manipulate the camera. All right, nice and straight right through town. Do I even want that attached? So the idea would be that we can force people to this bus stop if we have to make sure that we always have people going to the power plant. And then we can pick up other people from this other bus stop. Another thing to do, maybe right outside of town here, is a little bit of a gas station, so they won't have to go all the way down to the road over here. Yeah, I don't want to drive through gas station. I'm not a huge fan of the drive-through things for some reason. I don't even know why. All right, so the gas station can be there just for any buses going back and forth in particular. What else are we missing? Well, why don't we do an indoor pool like next? We can have an indoor pool over here, but we got the bowling alley. Sorry, I just saw your comment. All right, so yeah, this I don't even know if we're going to build. And that's a fine end of town. Grocery. Let's go back through it slowly but surely, right? For children, we have a kindergarten, school. We don't have an orphanage. People have been clamoring for an orphanage. I'm not sure. I hope we don't need too much of that kind of thing, but if I was going to build an orphanage at this point, it would probably be down here. Right? How big is an orphanage? It's pretty big. Right, I mean, we did talk about the orphanage. Does it need normal things? All right, let's level that out a little bit more. Getting a little bit distracted, and we should go looking for stuff. It'll be a bit of a steep hill up here, but yes, that's. So let me level that up a little bit. And then we could put this here, even if we don't build it, just so that we know we have it in our list of... Right, so we have an orphanage there. The road, I guess we don't really need road coverage too much, do we? Let's just build a road past it. No, it won't let me. Yeah, because that building's there. That's fine. We don't really need to build that. There we go. So we got an orphanage down there. Will they take people from the other towns, or is it like everything else where would you have to bus the orphans? How does that work? Or do you have to have it within a range? Yeah, our loyalty's always low. Let's just take a chance. Let's just, not a chance, take a look. Yeah, it's staying steady. It's just low. And our, radio station is highly disappointing, having very little effect that's noticeable anyway. New vehicle, loyalty, yeah. Okay, so orphanage needs a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to worry about orphanage a little bit later. I don't get the impression we're orphaning too many people in particular, though I think it'll be good to have that. How are we doing? Let's see, make sure we're still... Oh, look, no, we want to definitely keep working on this road. And then let's go take a look at the other one. Let's go take a look around. I think... didn't necessarily mean to do that. I meant to do this. Yeah, nothing assigned. So I want to assign this guy to first work on this one. And if for some weird reason... Alright, so we got one working one way, one working the other. And then since this guy is just a road projects kind of guy, we'll also have him... contribute to that one. And that gets us almost down into here, too. And then I do want to come here and do no workers, just so we don't waste any workers on that. Though we are getting a little bit better about workers. There we go. Look, here comes the sun, or the spring. Let's turn off this. Let's see about committing. Yep. Winter. Yep, winter is over. Yeah, how do they get their orphans? Like, how you would think? Is it just, yeah? I don't know. We'll see. I'm not really. I'm going to leave that orphanage there to remind us to build an orphanage when times are better. Not that times are bad, but times aren't. We're not raking in the dough. Now that it's, yeah, we have this, so we could set up that line. I think we have enough of this planned out, except we don't really have power fully planned out, do we? Because I need to break off. Did I leave power? No. I was going to say, did I leave a power thing? Yeah, let's worry about power later. Let's go. We're getting towards the end. I planned on streaming to about 11, so we got 10 minutes. I'm going to end it at a good spot, not just randomly because it's 11. But once again, as is usually the case, I do need to get some other real life stuff done. This works out great in the wintertime because, it's below, it was below freezing, and then it'll go above freezing today. So by the time I get done this, it'll have warmed up for going out. I want to run some errands this afternoon. All right, so what do we want to do? We want to talk about the wood, the lumber. I guess since this guy has to come back, let's see, can we find him easily? Probably could have found him easy in Importsky here. All right, so this is the bus line. And I guess we just edit the bus line nowadays, right? Can we add a station? This could get to be wasteful if he fills up, but let's also... Yeah, so we don't even need that guy. We can just do the bus stop. So let's come here and say limit the amounts. At this point, I don't need any aluminum. I don't need any wood. I don't need any uranium. Right now, we might use aluminum at some point in the future. So let's go back up on that. Right, and that would be the only things that we would ever... All right, that'll just hold, that'd be almost like a space holder, because what I want to do is now we're going to bring the boards up here, but only limit it to 234. So that'll be a while before he fills this thing up, if he ever does. So now, if we select here, right, does that insert it nicely? That inserts it perfectly. We're going to unload anything, but let's switch that to, oops. Wood. All right, don't wait. Don't wait. Accept changes. All right, so now what we're going to do is bring the wood up to here, drop it off in this place, and then head on back down and export it. And that's what I don't know if you can do with the distribution centers, right? Like, can you tell it to... I've never figured it out that you could. Can you tell it to export the excess? And I don't feel like that's a total waste unless this is full and we're running all the way out here for no reason. So we'll try to keep a little bit of a micromanaging eye to make sure we're not just running boards up here for no reason. And that's where it starts to make more sense with the distribution, right? We can go from the distribution here and tell it to go take the excess stuff up there. But let's build up a few more of those jobs because, I don't know, I would rather just buy the stuff, I think, up here otherwise. So let's set that to do that so we can, if we're going to start building up this way, we're always better off with the stuff being in the way. So let's go ahead and purchase with dollars. The minimum steel. The minimum bricks. And the minimum prefabs. which is going to be rather expensive. 33 price for resources. Okay, making sure that wasn't 310,000. 31,000. Yeah, ouch. All right. Needs to be done. Now let's see what is the difference in price. Oop, that's rubles. Did I just do it with rubles? No, I did it with dollars. So it cost me $18 to deliver it here. What does it cost difference with buying it from here? $2. So $16, $17, $16, $15 difference. I didn't pay attention to the pennies. You know, again, our goal will be to not have to purchase any of those things in the future. Now, once we get some lumber up here, we could even say purchase lumber so we don't ever run out. But let's see how that goes. We might even want to buy another truck for lumber. Do we have any extra vehicles? Okay, so fill up to the 80% thing. I see what you're saying there. That does make sense on the distribution. And so we'll work like let's one thing at a time. And again, I don't want to spend a lot of money. I know it seems like we're spending a lot of money and we're doing a lot of things, but when you think about it, the only things we're really working on right now is these roads and getting our electric up into here. Like I haven't, for all the talk, I haven't actually spent any money on anything. And the distribution offices are the kind of thing I think, you know, we can hold off until we really see the full need for them, you know, till we're really ramping up. Yeah, so let's get rid of that. Oh, traffic jam. That's this guy here. Yeah, we don't want to. Doesn't matter too much now that we're in the spring, but. All right, good. So let's go through everything to kind of wrap up and to see where we're at and to make a plan for for what I might do to work on things in between. And yeah, look, we actually have quite a bit of boards building up now. And then how are we doing on this is the big thing. Can we make sure that we always have enough people if we put 2 more buses on? And I'm thinking that might, you know, we're probably ready. So let's go. What are we doing here? Right. Look, we don't even have full wood in here for some reason. Yeah, we're not even keeping up with the wood 110%. That's actually very encouraging, right? The other side of putting more buses on is, do we just let this run? It's not like we're filling this guy up. Right? And if we don't have enough wood, now how are we doing here? Now this truck is waiting. We have 3 mechanisms in here, and we have a truck waiting to drop wood off. So we're using up all the wood. But we see the status of it, right? So we can now see, let's see how we're really making out. Our problem might be that we need more wood collection, which I don't have a problem with ramping that up. But I'm feeling like, you know, we're not maxing the wood out here. 2 trucks, pretty steady. I don't know if we're losing any production, but we're going to keep an eye on that. And then I definitely feel like we could do another lumber truck, given that we just slowed that guy down by sending him all the way the heck out there. So let's go ahead and do that. Open haul. All right, and then I want to find this set line to vehicle, right? Let's all right, so now we're going to have 2 trucks. That sort of starts our distribution office, right? When we start having a bunch of trucks, then the distribution office makes more sense. But just for now, until we actually get that kind of thing built. Again, we could talk about distribution offices, but we haven't made a ruble yet. And they're going to suck down a lot of, trucks and whatnot. I don't mind buying an extra open haul. I know we'll use it for other things. All right, so there we go. So I think we're going to start getting some wood out here, which will be great. And then I guess we could switch this guy over. Nope, that's not the way we do it. All right, we can say when it comes to you getting steel and bricks, prefab panels, boards, you can go there. We don't have this warehouse built yet, but we are working on it. Yep, we got a few people in there. We could use a mechanism, huh? Yeah, I took the crane. You know, I think I'm going to take this crane and send him back for now. All right, so that this way he's always where the people need to be. I brought him out there so because to speed up construction of that bridge. Right way out there. So now how are we doing with gravel here? What else am I missing before we wrap up? 400. You know, I don't think we're going to keep up, but you know, this guy should be able to deliver a lot quicker, not having to go all the way back into town. Now, how are we doing here? We got nothing. Okay. Not sure why. Are we just taking that long? Yeah, look, this guy's starting to get some gravel out there, so we should see a mechanism. Yeah, I think the gravel just got dropped off, so I bet you there's a... Yeah, there we go. I took our excavator. Bum. But yeah, I think we got this whole town designed. What else? Why don't we take a look at that, too? All right, anything else? We're really, all of this was wonderful, and we're going to work on it. And it was great to get it in place so that we could kind of set up where our town was going to go. But really, this is what we need to do, is get down into here and get this oil flowing and get this little refinery going. We have our electric that goes that far, so I guess we need to, let's get an electric before we forget. All right, this guy is going to do, I wish it would tell you, does it tell you? No. I wish it would tell you that it's going to future connect, right? Like, see how that's telling me? That's going to take care of, like, a good portion of this side of town, which is good to know. All right, so if we're going to do another one, does this one do the... It's right on that border of does it do the... So why don't we have this guy far enough away that he just attaches to that firehouse. No, I just want to build it. Can't really see, so let's zoom in. That's green, right? And then let's, I'm going to pause it for 1 second. Let's bust that guy. Medium switch. Big power wires. All right, so let's commit to all of that, but then let's build. We'll fund it with dollars. Oops. All right, there we go. Like nothing ever happened. And then this we can get rid of in favor of a dirt road. All right, and then we'll just have to build around to there, but that should get enough power to get the whole town, I think, right? Did I make a boo-boo? And you know, the only thing is I don't know if we got like that guy. Yeah, do we want another one? I don't know how big town gets, or do we want to redo this one so he's just a little bit closer? All right, this guy's like right there. He'll get, yeah, we need to get like this, these buildings right here, the university and the other. Yeah, I think like there is better. Let's no, can't do that one. Alright, so we made that into another separate project that we'll never use. So let's go ahead and power wire that. Yeah, I want to come straight over, even though we built that, right? Because it'll interfere less with. Oops. No. Right, like if I go to build a building, then it's a little bit less. If I run it diagonal, then it messes up a bunch of buildings that are perpendicular to that. All right, so let's see if I can't. All right, we'll do. That, yeah, that will. I was wondering if clicking on that guy will submit it. So there we go. So now we got power up into the town. That should cover everybody. It's not too big a boo-boo that I did. We'll see. Good. Yeah, Matthias, I tend to agree. Like the distribution offices, when everything's flowing well, they start taking some of the load, and also, you know, the micromanaging. If you don't like it, you probably don't like this game. But it's not too bad in the beginning, right? You might make some mistakes, like we didn't get enough lumber up here, or the guys are sitting there waiting. But a lot of times, like if that truck sits there waiting, he's going to cause a traffic jam. You know, now that we have two trucks on there, and then so you know it, right? So sometimes then you just go fix it because if we get a traffic jam there, we'll park one of them. That's another thing up here. We might want another vehicle depot eventually up this way. Probably not a bad idea to put it in just to see. 8-slot vehicle depot, small, 4-slot. What is an 8-slot? Oh, yeah, look at him. Yeah, let's just put him across from here. He'll fit right in there. Oh, he's a little bigger than I thought. But that's good. He went close to the power lines. It's all right. I'm not going to worry about building that. I might build it during the thing, but that's sort of down the road just to have it in there. We'll see what that little guy looks like. Just a parking space for stuff, right? So any other thoughts of what we need to do here? All right, we got that road being built. Anything we're missing? Let's take a last look at our statistics. Yeah, we really didn't grow that much, but again, we were on half speed or normal speed, which is kind of like half speed or whatever the percentage is, just because we were doing all that, all this planning out here. So I think in between, I will try to just keep plowing away at this. All right, get that road built, get built down into there. I think I'll just, I'm just going to keep focus on getting that oil going so that we have some semblance of money coming in. And then again, like I said, I think our next priority right after that is to get this refinery going. But in order to get the refinery going, we're going to need the people here. And then once we have the people here, boy, it would be nice to get that power plant going. Which, even if we had to import the coal, I think it still makes sense. But boy, wouldn't it be nice to get the coal mine going? So that will be spending a fortune to get at least some of all of this stuff going, especially with all those conveyors being made of steel. Oh, the other thing we didn't allow for here is a steel mill, right? But what we didn't shoot ourselves in the foot about is that we do have some more conveyors coming off of here. So we either put the steel mill up on this hill, if that makes sense. Maybe with our bus stop being right down in this area, we could maybe do that. Or do they share people from here. Like we could redo exactly where this road is and see. Now, let's see, this guy. Now he has everything he needs coming in this other way, so I can't tell from looking at that anyway, but there's no reason. What I was looking at is this. Like, we're not going to need to hook that up at any point. So we could have a steel mill maybe on the other side. That's coal, metallurgy, iron mine. Yeah, the steel mill. Well, you know, the argument for the steel mill too would be like over here because the iron is over this way. Let's take a look. Do we have iron that's like behind me at all? Nah, so really, I don't know how well you guys can see that, but there's no iron, you know, like maybe way over there on the other side. Over here, some iron along that hill. All right, but that's kind of far away. It's hard to see. Like that's a good distance from there. So far and away, the closest iron will be like right in this region. A little bit further up. So the first iron should be kind of right in front of me now. Yeah, see the iron there? It won't turn green, so I can get a percentage, but there's no green spots. But anyway, maybe you can see. Let me zoom in. So the closest iron would be like right here. Let's turn around so we can see. Yeah, you could definitely make an argument that coal could come back this way, huh? Put it maybe a steel mill somewhere, like I said, up here. I guess you'd have to weigh out the iron. Yeah, probably over here because you would want an iron processing plant and storage and all that kind of stuff coming over this way. And then maybe right up here you'd put your steel mill, just, you know, even if we did like a little steel mill. And if you did that, you could still bring your conveyor of coal from this way, right? Have to go up over that hill, and right, you could do something in that ballpark. That's jamming a lot of stuff in one spot. So maybe let's see what happens. Let's, you know, one thing at a time here. We can always decide to go do it in a totally different location at that point as well. Yeah, so there we go. So we were taking a look at all of our stuff. Take a look at the statistics. And our government loyalty actually went down a little bit, I would have to say. Let's see what this year. Yeah, our little radio station is definitely not increasing our loyalty. Let's see, like if we do all time. Yeah, I mean, it's steady. It's not too worrisome, but we definitely have to figure out how to get that loyalty up more. I'm not limiting the number of people in that let's open that up to the full thing, because loyalty is something. Yeah, see, that definitely increases our rating. Maybe that's just such a small radio station that if we don't have it full of people. We'll see. How is our educated doing? Are we making plenty of that? Oh yeah, almost too many. We are over-educated. There's education. Let's do. We'll do this year, though it's a little limited. Yeah, getting up to 400. So most of our people are all educated. The only uneducated is very explainable for the number of children we have. Everybody's got their ABCs, so we're doing great with that. Well, they all have electronics, or a lot of them do. Have a radio, yeah, 400. Yeah, so one day we'll be making those things for ourselves. Hey, Dennis, I'm about to leave, but welcome. Guess you'll have to watch the not live version of this, which should be up shortly. So our average productivity, 83%, is not too bad. Lifespan, could be a little higher, but you can see they're down to 88% here. No pollution, at least. No radioactivity. Yeah, they want some more sports, so we should probably talk about that, getting some more sports in here. Right, all we have is this one football field, which is not the greatest because staff is only there a percentage of the time. Oh, good, we got this opened. Good, that was good to see. Haven't really looked for that. Anybody living here yet? Nah, still nobody there, so good. So that means that we still have time before we have to build anything over here as far as more housing goes. I don't think I'll have to do anything more with that. We got our orphanage we'll plan on over here. Yeah, we're getting a little far away. I'd like to maybe put houses down here. Might have to move that power line a little bit. And eventually I need to talk about like more power, bigger power lines. So I might end up, well, yeah, how are we doing? We're going to keep an eye on this in between. But you can see our wood is actually trickling down now. So I don't know if we want to put more, like, I don't know that we can just ramp this up. Now our people isn't the problem, is the amount of wood. So that means, do we build another wood thing? It was never really my intention to make a massive wood operation other than to be more efficient as we got started. So we are, right? We are definitely making some fuel and probably not nearly as much as we need. We're making a little bit of bitumen and then exporting it, but where's our fuel station? Yeah, say like we're not even, the fuel's empty. We're not getting to export any fuel, but we are exporting a little bitumen, but that's only because we're really not paving any roads at this point either, so. Okay, we could try that. Cultural enjoyment. Well, I got it at 14%. So we'll see. Does that? So you're saying that it will increase our rating and more people will listen? Well, just upping it already, we've got many more listeners, and we've got 10 times the amount of rating influence that we had that I was looking earlier, because we had like 1.0, 1.5, maybe up to 2. So now we're getting 13. So let's see if that start having a little bit more of an impact on us. But good suggestion. Good to keep that in mind. And we did up it a little bit, right? We'll get that up to 24. See if that helps. Okay, loyalty low. Yeah, we know. We're going to check on that when we come back. Anything else that we're missing? Let's look at our economy. We're here in the middle of March, but we'll do this year. So this year doesn't look too good. We're back down to 50%. Our exports are only 50% of what our imports are. Is that because we spent, yeah, look, 43,000 on steel. What are we spending so much steel on? I guess these power lines, right? I guess just whatever. Yeah, it would really just be these power lines. We need to get that done. This year. Yeah, it would have been those power lines over the course of the whole winter. I think that's the main thing. And maybe the warehouse and the open store. Well, the open storage I thought was done last year, but whatever. It's fuel. Well, we're working our butts off on getting the fuel is our next priority at that point. And then power. Well, we've done at least as much as we can with getting the power over to here. And yeah, we'll get this city starting to be built pretty shortly. I might even start, depending on how this goes, it's probably where I'll come back, right? I'd rather ramp up this operation together. So I might not do too much in between until we get that done. And maybe even if that's not done, I'll get this road. I might work on that road, getting it all the way up to Molna and to the Soviet. But we can start building a few more of these so that we can get that refinery going. And as far as bricks and coal and mechanical components, and well, we're way off for mechanical or electrical components. We have prefab panels, all the big things we have planned. This will really be like a construction supplies is what it's going to pretty close to turn into, right? We'll have the prefab panels, cement, we could build a concrete plant somewhere over here. But yeah, we'll be in good shape. So we've got a lot of that under control. Let's see what we exported over the course of this year. Boards, 10,000 in boards. Look, alcohol, 9,000. Not bad. You know, that's part of what's increasing things. Oh, money. Yep, we're down to 100,000. We'll take care of that in a second. A lot of crops, which is encouraging because remember, as we pointed out, I think Radomir was asking, we'll be able to take the crops and turn them into something more valuable. We'll stop exporting those, and like we exported a little bit of meat and gravel. Well, I think we're in, you know, if things aren't going very fast, they're certainly moving forward. So, and we got a lot designed this time, and like I said, I'll try to run it forward, but I think, you know, I'd like you guys to be there when we start seeing how the oil goes. So we won't go too much further, but that'll be a fair amount more. Money. See, when somebody says money, I should just go do it right away. All right, so 800,000. So it's definitely feeling like I don't have to increase this as fast. All right, so we'll do. All right, so now we have 200, and we're still going in the hole, but we're getting good stuff built, and we're making progress. We're getting to the point, I think, that if we slowed down on construction, we could start paying off some debts, increase our population even more. Well, we haven't been able to when I looked before. Let's go see. It's one of the reasons I like having these warehouses to hold a lot. In the last 2 episodes, we've gone from 35 to 56. And of all the things that I'm not anxious to, like, I mean, we could export whatever we want, but, you know, we could always import more, but it really doesn't bother me to have this thing almost full of food. It's our only source of food. Same thing with these other things, but the meat, we use so little meat. And then we're not even using the alcohol. But yeah, so we could probably do a little bit, but I don't want to drain it down. Let's let it get up maybe at least to 100, and then maybe we'll go sell some off where it's worth a few trips. Yeah, we have, you know, 56 tons, but again, that's years worth of building that up. And then remember, our population's still increasing, so I don't want to get caught too much without any food. You know, not that it's that critical. Like I said, we can always back it up with purchases. But yeah, we can consider, like I said, let's let it get up a little higher, and then we can probably sell some of it off. 2-ton truck, yeah. Now, well, this guy is, let's see, what's he doing? Yeah, see, all we have to do is put him on, go to the shopping center, don't wait, and then go over to the import, and we'll have him run around in a few circles a few times, and it'll be, within a couple months, we won't have any excess food. But it's good to see that it is 56, right? It's not dropping down, so that's nice as well. All right, so what else do we have to look at? What are we we're in March, so let's see how our food is holding up. Yeah, we're down to 56 tons of crops. So we're going to be, so you see, that's why we're not, when you think about it, this is working out real nicely in my opinion, because these guys are selling off the excess crops. It's March. We still have 800 crops in both of these, because that's what we're doing. We're hauling it from here to there, trying to top off this, and then going over to the export. So that's kind of working out nice. So it'll be April by the time we stop filling these up. And then that's when we get our traffic jam over here, sometime in April or May, right? Yeah, so that's good. So that food's working out well. I mean, it's, you know, it's a perfect No, but life isn't. Yeah, we're making alcohol, exporting it. That's, one of our biggest exports. Our logs, our lumber. We should now have 2 trucks filling these guys up. Yeah, let's go see how that's looking over here. Yeah, there we go. Look, we got some boards. Now, if we were to purchase boards, how much would we be able to get? 43. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do that, right? So that way we don't stop the construction of anything for those boards, because they aren't really that expensive to begin with. So the shipping is always the shipping, right? That's a per ton charge. Doesn't matter what you buy, but that way, in case we start using these up quickly, we just get through with it and export the rest. So it'll be a little bit of a waste, but at least our constructions won't stop. And we really don't use too many boards unless we're building another bridge or something like that. Yeah, so other than that, it's going well. Let's go see down here. We already looked at this. We're holding our own. I mean, it's not like the wood is dropping off to nothing, but yeah, and these guys are going back and forth more steadily. What does this guy have in him? Well, we're keeping up. It's balanced. It's exactly what you want to see, in a sense, where things are just flowing. Yep, that's another point too. The road up here, Matt. I read your comment, Matthias, with the, just hold our horses on the selling the food. Certainly, the more we can get to sell up to the Soviet. Now, keep in mind, the only reason we need to sell to the Soviet is to get more vehicles. We need to sell at this point to the Americans or the NATO to get our loans paid off. But we really we need the connection to be able to make sure that we can keep expanding and buying more and more vehicles. So we're in good shape. I mean, other than our debt, the only real problem we have right now is we're going to be at $1 million debt before we know it. Certainly before we start moving forward again. And then, but look, we'll have getting our second town going. I think we'll pay off that debt pretty easily. We'll see. There you go. Well, if you guys don't have any more questions or comments or suggestions, and then the other thing, well, I'm going to get ready to wrap it up. So if you have any last minute things, is to get working in here. I do think Radomir's, idea when it comes to getting this bauxite going is a good one. So maybe while we're waiting for other things to get done, we can talk about planning another city in here and having that all on the burner, ready to go. Obviously, there could even be we could probably bus people out there, but that seems like a lot. But this will be I don't know what number priority, but our third priority kind of thing. Like once we get the oil going, once we get the town built over there, then we'll start talking about getting this town built over here with the bauxite. I guess that's all this town would do. What else do we have in this area? Well, we got sporadic coal all over the place. Well, we've got a lot of iron. A lot of iron. Right on these hills. Yeah, that is. Let's go. Wrong one. Yeah, look at that. That's some real nice iron there. 61%. 62, can't get a level spot right there, but yeah. Would be nice if it would tell you what the percentage was, even though, because it's just yellow, yeah, so you're going to get some really nice 60% iron mine right there. It could be worth, well, that's not much of a coal. It could be worth, though. We were talking about doing steel over there. Would it be worth doing it over here? I guess it sort of depends on the coal, which is really kind of weak. Yeah, I don't even... yeah, this is... Yeah, we do have a little bit of... Yeah, so it's hardly even worth calling. I mean, that's going to be like 12%. So you get like all the way over here. Now you're, I don't know, you're kind of far over that way. But then our other option would be somewhere up this way. Yeah, there's just little sporadic pockets of it. Can I turn green anywhere? Yeah, I guess we could do little sporadic pockets, right? Where the heck are we? Yeah, that's kind of far away. Yeah, if we... It's just not a good... I'm just trying to look to see... Yeah, maybe over here. Well, you get the idea. We'll talk about maybe doing the steel out of this town, I guess is what I was trying to get at. Or at least maybe do the iron ore and then we'll transport it over there or something. Like, you know, we got a lot of iron in this area. I don't want to have to transport things too far, but it wouldn't be unreasonable to transfer some coal from over here, right? Our town would be right over there. Good. Well, that's going to be the plan. I'm not going to do any of that between the episodes. What I'll do is I'll just keep us plugging away over here, right? And we'll get this built. Like, look, we're 3/4 of the way there, so I'll try to get this built. Well, it'll take a little while building these things this far away. We should be able to do it. I don't think, as long as it's not winter time, because we built that bridge, so that was only like a 2.5 hour trip, which isn't ideal, but this is going to be shorter. So I have no doubt that we're going to be able to get people from Revergrad over to here to at least build this stuff, which will be a good thing. And then in the meantime, we'll have gotten this ramped up. We almost got like a regular construction and supply going here. So we are getting there. For all the planning, there's not a lot of actual building going on, is there? Yeah, we can talk about a small power plant. We were going to talk about it with the fuel that we had over here, right? But we're just really not making enough fuel to even fill this one gas station at this point. And then now we're balancing. Well, our logs are filling up, so that's maybe we just caught it when it was particularly good. Why don't we have workers? Did you just not get any workers? Portski bus stop. Is that what this is? Yeah. So that he just didn't get us any workers that time, or very few. Yeah, see, that is my concern. When this is doing what we probably need to do is build another bus stop like we did over there, where we can just dedicate a certain number of minimal people that are always just coming out to this heating plant, right? Like build it over here, or who knows, we'll build another bus stop right there, where maybe if we start building up this way more housing, we'll see. We'll see. We can expand Revergrad or not. Like, this may just be a very temporary town when you think about it. We could say we don't even have to keep a town here. We could move all the people to a better spot, like over here or something. This was just our starting, getting things going, but you know, not that we would abandon it anytime soon, but that's a thought. So yeah, definitely want to keep an eye on the number of people we're getting here and just see how things flow a little bit. But we're doing all the right things within the bounds of the game. Look, we're up to 700 people. That's really what we're doing right now, is saving ourselves a bunch of money by not having to import a bunch of people. Yes, exactly. I just read your comment, Pietro. We are thinking alike. We just need more people and buses and people. Like, buses aren't the huge problem. If we can get more people, we'll start exporting more stuff, and by that time that happens, we'll have this road and this other road done. Right, how are we doing? We're doing okay. I mean, for how far away they are, they're getting built. That's what counts. How's our gravel doing here? Yeah, look, we're actually kind of holding up. I mean, it's going down, but, you know, we are delivering more gravel, and we're not using it all that fast. So that should be saving them at least a few trips back and forth. Yes, thanks, Teapot. Thanks for always being there, all of you guys. It's a very regular crowd that we get together now on Sunday mornings or Sunday afternoons, as the case may be. It's been enjoyable. As you know, I did the live stream this week, and I've been looking forward to this on Sunday morning. So it's something that's it's a little fun, a little relaxing. Build some this. It makes me want to do it more. So Radomir, I'm definitely interested in looking at your map at some point. Maybe we can do a live stream or even just a episode or two of that. We'll see. The railroad game keeps going on and on and on. I'm never going to make 200 barrels of oil, I don't think, but I'm going to try. But after that, that'll slow down. So I'll look for most likely something else to do, and a little bit more workers and resources will never break my heart. All right, so I'm going to leave it here. Answer whatever questions might pop up in the last minute, but otherwise I'm going to be quiet and I'm going to say goodbye. So I hope you guys have a good week, and I definitely will see if I can get some time during the week. It kind of worked out pretty good to do the live stream in the middle of the week, though it takes up quite a bit of time from start to finish for me. And then, but if nothing else, I would definitely be back next Sunday. That'll be the plan anyway. I do have to go to the doctor's, and I don't think it's going to stop me from being here. But I don't have to go on Sunday, but if I have issues, I may or may not be able to come in, or may or may not be able to do this, but I'm hoping I can. I have no idea what he's going to tell me to do. All right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. Nope, I just read your comment, Pietro. Let's see. Yeah, no one leaves here. I don't have a problem with moving a couple people out. Makes them less happy when you move them, but let's see how many 75. Like I've never proven. Oh, why are they? Oh wait, sorry. Clicking the wrong thing. All right, let's take some out of there so they reshuffle from there too. Yeah, I've never proven that that's true, though it makes sense that it would, right? Like, does anybody know that if this building is full, which it's not quite, but if this building's full, like, does that stop people from having a baby, or would they just, like, because the babies don't count in the houses. Do you know what I'm saying? It's only productive age workers. So if a person has a baby, it doesn't matter. Like it's only when that baby turns 21 or whatever that it needs a spot to live. But if you guys know different, let me know in the comments or whatever. Thanks. Have a good one.